Alright, I am back with another Diablo 4 video in my very dark office because it is storming outside right now. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Season 1 here, Season of the Malignant, because I have been playing it a lot. And I think I now have a pretty good handle on how the season is, how it's going, how the Diablo seasonal model feels, at least initially here. They did say that future seasons would be bigger, and I'm enjoying myself. I like it, and yet the more I play, the more this just feels very simple. So to start with, there is this seasonal storyline. There is Cormond. He has, you learn, mild spoilers, I guess. It's like the smallest storyline ever. Because of his actions, like, he unleashed this plague upon the land here. Evie is running away from the rain. And you have to go fight his former mentor and cage his heart, and this plague will last another 3 months. The central mechanic here is caging these hearts and farming these hearts that give you new abilities to socket in your jewelry. There is a season pass that you level up by doing seasonal journey milestones, which are like different pages of objectives to complete within the game. There's been some controversy about if you have the Ultimate Edition, if you accidentally click the like activate season pass button, it will spend your free pass and upgrade you 20 levels. That exact same thing happened to me. Just really weird UI thing. I don't know. But in terms of the actual season, what this feels like to me is just a mildly different way to level an alt. I'm leveling Necromancer. I did a minion build for a while. I have now switched to Bone Spear because I got the Bone Spear unique. So I thought I would just make a build around that and see how strong it still is. Pretty strong. Having trouble with essence generation on bosses, but besides that, it's destroying mobs. It just feels like the whole heart system is, they added some new aspects, and it's just a more complicated way to farm them. Like, you could essentially put all of this stuff on, just jewelry drops to begin with, and then extract them, and then put them on whatever actual jewelry you want. This is the whole, like, find the different colors of hearts, like, craft the invokers, all of these different steps, but it's fundamentally like you're getting 3 new powers in addition to your normal powers. That's sort of it. And granted, those powers are fun. I enjoy, the Necromancer has like really good ones. They have the one where you have like essentially a permanent Decrepify aura. They have the amazing one where you walk over a corpse and it activates all your corpse skills. Doesn't even trigger corpse tendril cooldown. And then there's some really good Wrathful ones later. But it does seem to me like you just sort of pick the 3 best ones once you figure out what the 3 best ones are, and then you're just kind of slowly replacing them over time, but you're still kind of sticking with the same ones. And the seasonal pass journey is just a very long checklist of things you would probably be doing anyway for the most part. Like, the seasonal journey thing just reads like a tutorial of the game. It's like, okay, this is what you do at the beginning, progress through the world tiers, this is Nightmare Dungeons, like, then you get into Helltide objectives, and then eventually, like, at the very end, it's like, okay, serious stuff, Echo of Lilith, level 100, but, like, that's not necessary. Like, I'm already at level 60 in the Battle Pass. It only goes to 90, I think, and, it hasn't even been a week yet. So clearing the Battle Pass is not that big of a deal. The free Battle Pass is trash. The paid Battle Pass is actually pretty good. But that's it. And like, I don't really know what the seasonal journey stuff is going to be from here, because all of the season 1 stuff seems just so like impossibly basic that I'm really wondering how they modify this to be interesting and fresh every season, where I certainly don't think it's fresh now. Like, do 10 cellars, craft 10 potions, like, and a lot of this is put into steps in the seasonal quest where it's not time gated, but it's sort of level gated, because a lot of the objectives you have to be a certain level to even accomplish them. People hate when other games do this, where it's just a quest step is just do a line list of really boring items that have nothing to do with the quest itself. And then like this seems like a more efficient way to level your ult because you're going to be stronger with these new powers. You can get some bonus XP as part of upgrading the battle pass, but like that's sort of it. And it just sort of feels like I'm just leveling a necromancer pretty normally, and like I'm doing all the same stuff I would do otherwise. Like occasionally, maybe I'll go to a tunnel and find a heart, but like those guys are appearing all over the place anyway, and I've salvaged more hearts than I can count. I have really good ones that have been in my jewelry for a long time. Like you rarely need to actually change them out. Like I will change them out once I get better rings and amulets when I move to World Tier 4, but it's it just sort of like the interesting parts sort of end very quickly. And now I'm just, this character will be transferred to the Eternal Realm eventually. You will lose those cool powers, so you better hope that your build is still good once that happens. But by the time that happens, you're going to put this character down and start a new one. I just, I saved at least 3 of my alternate classes for the season. I will probably do Druid next season. I will probably do Sorcerer the season after that. But I don't really get the long-term appeal of this. Like, unless the game changes in like really fundamental, interesting ways, and it really evolves past what we're seeing here with the mechanics, it doesn't really seem distinctive enough for me to be kind of singing its praises. And people are like, "Oh, the Diablo seasonal model is like so awesome," and like, it's fine. I think it's fine. It just doesn't fundamentally feel all that much different. Like once you start getting the heart drops and figuring out, there's only like not a huge percentage of these heart drops are even good. And like I'm lucky I'm on Necromancer because they have actually good ones, but like Sorcerer, Barbarian, not very good ones, and so you're looking for more of the neutral ones. But so even within that, like some of the classes are barely really feeling the effects of this. So I don't know. Usually when I say anything about negative about Diablo, I get a bunch of dislikes, and everyone says go back to Destiny. But I don't dislike it. It just doesn't feel that distinctive from kind of the normal process. And something like the seasonal journey is just a giant checklist of items that you're sort of doing anyway, and you're not really going out of your way specifically to do any of those. You will probably just get them done naturally anyway eventually. And then you find your powers, you stick with them, and you get some modified cool builds, but still fundamentally, pretty standard builds for the most part. So yeah, I'm going to keep leveling my Necro. I don't know what I'll get to, probably not 100. I don't really see a reason to do every single challenge up until including Echo of Lilith. I got other games to circle back to too. And I'm curious what Season 2 will look like if they said that this season is smaller. Like, what does a larger season look like under this model? I know this is different than Diablo 3 seasons and that they're trying to do a storyline, that seasonal journey stuff is new, the battle pass is new, and we'll see if those can kind of evolve over time. But those are kind of my impressions after, some amount of hours. I think I'm 53, 54 on my Necromancer now. I know there's already been World's first races to 100, but yeah, so those are my thoughts after I did day 1 thoughts, and this is, week 1 thoughts, I guess. But let me know what you think of the season in the comments, especially if this is kind of your first Diablo season and what you've made of the process so far. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.